Welcome back to another episode of Film Buff Bros. And in this episode, we're going to discuss our favorite 1970s romantic comedies.
Lovey-dovey.
So I chose The Last of the Red Hot Lovers, pardon me, written by Neil Simon and starring Alan Arkin. Has a Larry David-esque protagonist, neurotic and nervous, highly compelling and convincing narration and acting from Alan Arkin, and there's I'm gonna mention what I was just thinking of later. The dialogue is typical Neil Simon, fast-paced and quick-witted. The scoring is charming, playful, appropriately placed. Lots of good physical comedy too. It addresses taboo topics such as adultery and the universal topic of growing old. And fulfilling your life, living a fulfilling life. And it's conveyed in a manner that is kind of pedestrian and relatable to the average Western man of that era, anyway. It conveys poignant insights about being a human, such as desire, insecurity, regrets, death, and the mundanity of urban life. First act is my favorite. Second act, it's totally like set up like a play. And I actually did sound for that play a long time ago at a local theater. The first act is hilarious. Second act is all right, and like the third act really starts to nail home those themes I talked about. And the arc of Barney. Is really cool. He kind of goes from like wanting to have an affair, but doesn't until the end, realizing he really doesn't want to have an affair. The commentary on modern life, humanity gets deeper as the film progresses. So yeah, that's my number one, Last of the Red Hot Lovers.
Yeah, I was meaning to watch that too. But Neil Simon, what else has he done? He's done a lot.
He did Irma La Douche with Shirley MacLaine. He did the one with Mathau and Jack Lemmon,
Grumpy Old Men? Or
no, the Odd Couple.
The Odd
Couple. And there's lots of others. I think maybe he did The Apartment too. Yeah, he did lots like in the 60s. He's from New York. And
yeah, great writer, great characters.
Yeah.
For me, it's Minnie and Moskowitz from 71. John Cassavetes wrote it and directed it. Just great 70s New York. In the film, it's not a typical rom-com. It's like none of my picks are really that typical for rom-coms. There's something about I like to see a different format, so this is sort of like a documentary style, kind of like Woody Allen, but it's not. And it's just like this girl who's surrounded by like ugliness, but then and this guy as well. He's just got this ugly life where he's starting bar fights in the beginning, and he's talking to Tim Carey does a great cameo in the beginning, and it just shows like he's surrounded by ugliness, and then this girl comes in and it's beauty, and but they're an odd couple actually, and just the cutting is really like interesting. Always Cassavetes writing characters. It's endearing. It's like heartbreaking. It's hilarious. It's like everything that a romantic comedy should be. So yeah, definitely going with that for a number of reasons, but again, I'm a huge Cassavetes fan, so it's not for everybody. If you don't like his style of films, you probably won't like this film because it's very Cassavetes. But and a great, like it's not a happy ending. It's like they state. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but it's again just sort of an ending that isn't really an ending, which I kind of like. It's not all wrapped up nicely, and it's not an unhappy ending either. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like a dark comedy, I would say.
Yes,
yeah,
it
dark
is.
Romantic comedy.
Yeah, there's cynicism to it for sure. Yeah, which I like. I like that when it comes to love. You got to have a little cynicism, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, love isn't all roses and yeah. But I think that it's dark in a way where it's like should I be laughing at this? It's like awkward, dark. Like what's that guy? That guy who's like, this woman asked me to kick her. Like
Val Avery's great in it too.
Yeah. Like that's a very like edgy scene, super funny, right? But it's like it's a very awkward, dark comedy.
Well, a lot of it is improv. Like that scene with Timothy Carey's improv, the one with Val Avery's improv. So yeah, it's interesting film to say the least.
Alrighty, so that is our episode for this week. Tune in next week for another episode. Hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you can be notified to our new video that will be coming out next week.
Appreciate your love and support.